And this time about one of those gigs, those side hustles you take because truly you don't have a better choice, and it's just like, yeah, it's money in the end of the day. Going to a crypto event in London, I realized like later on, because I was called to work, which I didn't pay the ticket for entry, but it's like this crypto event that I went there to work and to gain a few pounds, 400, 500 per day. It's insane the amount of money people spend to go to an event, especially like this. That is just like, what do you take from that? Man, come on. Not trying to take the piss out of it, but it's just like 500 for a ticket for a day. Fuck's sake. Talking about this event and what I went there to do, I will leave a little bit of suspense and go to more recent works, to more recent updates on how my life is going. Still searching for a full-time job, doing side hustles here and there. And talking about side hustles is what I did towards what I will talk in this video. But yeah, let's talk a bit about a few side hustles before this one. So I went to this place. I've talked before a little bit about it. I went to this place. I did 2 days, which was a mistake, and I will go further into detail into it. The first one, the person said to me to be there at 10. They arrived at 12 or something, so lack of respect completely for people that are there to work for you. This goes towards what I will build up this story. Then I worked. In the first day I was working alone in that store, cleaning up. I'm going to the second day, and the person in the first day said to me like, oh, okay, yeah, show up here around 10:30. They show up around the same time that they showed before, that was around 12, and I'm like, what the fuck, what's the point of saying to someone to show up in this time? The lack of disrespect for like workers, and like, you're just like, yeah, show here at 10, but we just show up to open the doors and for you to start cleaning, doing the job at 12. The people managing me to do the work, the supervisor, whatever you want to call the owners of that previous place, whatever you want to call it, the lack of organizational skills was outstanding. They first started by like not giving proper directions. They would like, do this, do that, and no, now do this, no, do that. It's just like, man, if you set up like a list of what you want to do, wouldn't that be way easier than just, now you tell me this, now you tell me that, and now it's none of those, and now it's just like, doesn't make sense. But this got worse with the days going by. And in that first day, and that's what I mentioned before on a podcast, on a vlog here on this channel, in which I talked about like working for this store, and they asked me to take out the Christmas decoration. The store was a large store, was sort of like equivalent of a big Tesco, a big like Sainsbury, whatever it is, like a bigger store, a big store. So they asked me to take the Christmas decorations, and the Christmas decorations were up top, all around the store. So they said like, oh, we want these decorations, please take it out. You have this ladder. And I'm just like, okay, small ladder, but I will try my best. The fucking ladder was wobbling all the time. It was like, I felt that like the ladder didn't have the proper conditions to be there. It wasn't on life support. Truly. It was on life support and ready for take the plug out to unplug it, the life support away from this ladder. At any point, I feel that's like this ladder was just like, please unplug me. This was enough suffering from all these years. So I was just like, okay, trying to do my best. They pay me, or I thought they would. And this goes towards the end, towards the conclusion. But so I was like, okay, let me. And one of those, like, in the first instance of trying to remove that Christmas decorations, I'm trying to grab that and trying to take out, because like the way they place it, that stuff was just nuts. It was sort of like you're watching MacGyver show, and you're just like, fucking hell, you don't have the tools to do it, you just create here a scenario with a spoon, I don't know. I'm trying to take the Christmas lights, and this thing falls up. Like, the step ladder starts rolling, and I start falling off. The fall could be way worse than it was at the time. Glad, like, I never thought I would have the phrase with the following. Christmas lights or the Christmas decorations saved my life entirely. Because, like, I never thought I would say this phrase, but it was like around, like, what? Like, not a huge fall, but still a decent fall. And the gravity pulled me over, and what I had at my power to not fell completely and like not went on like a slam dunk as a wrestling people do, like falling from the step ladder is going, hey. Yeah, I don't know. When I pulled the Christmas decorations, like, I kinda slowed down a little bit. I still hurt myself, but was less dangerous or less hurtful, because like I still hold myself to the Christmas decorations. That was the best thing that's happened in that place. The point being is just like, okay, that was one of the worst jobs that I ever had, and this was just the first day, and then I had to wrap stuff around on like that bubbly thing, bubble wrap stuff, to like glasses and shit. It was like, okay, this. The next day, and the final day, because I never showed up again there, and the job refused to pay me from the start. They refused to pay me in the first day, and they refused to pay me in the last day, and I was just like, I'm not even working another more day. I called the agency that was dealing with my case, and technically hired me for that job, or helped me. Like, they were the intermediates, like, they were the me getting that part-time or side hustle or whatever. So, fun short story, like, they didn't want to pay me. I contacted the agents didn't give a fuck, and I'm like, oh great, I'm working for free. Yeah, that's like, as I didn't have enough work with my own stuff, like editing stuff, of course, all of that. I'm working for free for others. Hey, fun stuff. But yeah, the second day started by, they recruited two more people. One was Spanish, another one was Brazilian, so like, the owner of the place couldn't communicate with them, because like they barely understood English. And like, again, that sort of jobs, like, that's what you get, like people that are, I wouldn't say are illegally here, but might be. I don't know. It's like, or they are still trying to deal with the papers and they get anything that comes on their ways. Man, it was so weird that they're trying to communicate with, like, they communicated with me, and then I had to translate to them, like, oh, is this and that, and it's like, fucking hell. And again, you know the people that you get in those sort of jobs, because again, there was no contract, and that's the shit that I regret the most, because like, if they had a contract, I could sue them. This way, I'm just like, I don't have anything, I just have messages, and even the agent didn't care to have like a proper documentation, which again is shit, and I'm not counting again with them. Like, you're trying to get work, and then they refuse to pay, and they technically they are in their rights, because if you don't have a contract, how do I know that you work for me, whatever? So it's just like, yeah, you trust people and you get fucked up. So always be aware, and this is a legal advice, always be aware for like, don't work without paperwork. Just sign a paperwork and make sure you are legally there, because if anything goes wrong, you have that paper to prove anything that might go wrong. But you trust these people, you're desperate, you need money, and you try to do this job. So the first task that was asked of us to do was to clean a little bit and carry heavy stuff. So basically they have some sort of a loft, I think that's the best way to say it, which a lot, they probably like, they owned that store and they lived on a part like, on, like they created sort of a room upstairs. So the thing that they asked us was like, just take this and that, whatever it is, just take that downstairs, for then like the people that are gonna carry, the van that's gonna carry away, just have the stuff here ready to do it. It's like, sure, okay, fair enough. work project, let's put it that way, in a way to define this, a work project that they told us like this is that and that's what you need to do. So suddenly, like the guy, the husband of the owner of the place, because let's assume that's the woman. According to my guess, the woman was in charge of all of that. The guy was just like a simp there, dealing with whatever. She was like, do this, do that, and they're like, oh, yeah. That was the type of relationship that, from what I understood, we got the orders from this guy, the husband of this person. Suddenly, he sends his daughter to the place, and the daughter had, like, I don't know. I don't think they communicated what was the plan for the thing. Like the lack of organizational skills, like I said, was shit. So they basically sent the daughter there, like had a complete different idea of what was needed to carry downstairs. I was just like, I don't know, that's weird. Then she calls her mom, and the mom has a different idea from the daughter and the husband. You guys are three. Just talk between yourselves and try to figure out what's the plan. Like saying for us to like carry this, and now this isn't. Why did you carry this? Like there is no point on this. And then like in the end of the day, they started pointing fingers of like, oh, there's still a lot of work to do. Like make a plan better. Like, we did what you told us. Just pay us. It just like was just a mess, and this happened during the full day. Like there was order from someone that is just this, then the order from another one was just a word more this, and it's just like, man, this is chaotic. There was one point. There is one pint. I wish there was a pint. That would save a lot. But there was, by the way, another thing that I found hilarious was like this store, this big store. It had a lot of food there. And it's the same as the rest. Like the rest that I'm gonna talk here, I briefly mentioned on Patreon. There is more stuff there that you can see. Like in public display, there are stuff that I cannot publish or talk about. But on Patreon, behind paywall, there is plenty about this situation. There's plenty about the crypto event stuff. If you're interested, go have a look. It's £1 monthly and you have access to these all weird shit that happens to me and my life. A lot of food that expired a long time ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And at one point, just to see the lack of comprehension and understanding of other human beings around them, like they said to us, like, please, feel free, there is a lot of sweets, feel free to take some of it if you enjoy anything. And like when he said that, like the day before, I had a look around at the stuff. Plus there was rats everywhere, like, it was not, that was another thing, was just like rat shit everywhere, big rats. These expired 2 years ago. If you guys want, feel free, I'm just letting you know, because yesterday I had time around, like there was 1 or 2 times that like, they didn't have a plan for anything, so it's just like, I finished my task and I said like, what do I need to do? And they're like, oh, let me just sort this stuff out, like some call, whatever, and I will come back to you. And I stayed there for 30 minutes, I had a research around, and it's just like, man, most of the stuff were expired a long time ago. I said to these people that were working in that day, like, don't do it, that's my advice, but do whatever you want. I had to insist with the owners, like, man, if we're gonna carry stuff that is like clearly filled with rat shit, make sure that we have gloves. Let's buy you need to buy gloves, like the safety and well-being consideration of others in this place, but at least gloves. And I push, and I got the gloves, which is insane to start with, that you as a worker need to make sure that they at least have the minimal manners with you to not just, yeah. Because at one point they had some sort of attic, and again, they told us to like, oh, go do this and that and whatever it is. Like what the doctor said to us, like, was like, carry all the stuff downstairs. Then later in the evening, after carrying all the stuff from the attic downstairs, she was like, this is shit, and I'm like, man, most of the stuff we knew from the start, like the get-go. Like, we knew that was shit. Like, what's the point of saving this? But you told us to bring downstairs. Now you're telling us that, like, that could stay there. It's just like, man, talk to each other. Like, and that was the point that, like, they started trying to have us, like, working until 7 or 8 or something, because, like, they couldn't decide what was, what wasn't important to save. And as I said, like, no, our agreement was at 5. We're supposed to start at 10. That was the agreement. We did our time. Can you pay us? And they refused. They went inside. They left. I called the agency out here and nothing. Like, they didn't start anything. They're like, yeah. Basically, they had the same reaction that these people had. That is like, yeah, hey. And I'm like, I love people. I love trusting on people. And yeah, this shit happens. Still, it was 2 days, like 2 full days would be something to help in these moments, like the moments that I'm right now. That's like any pound, any savings are welcome, especially like to travel to interviews all the time, and it's too expensive just to go for interviews. Most of the time it's just like a little bit would save me a lot. It would like create me, not like I wouldn't be financially stable, but like would help like everything else was helping, like the comedy, the gigs, these moving forward this bridge to like the crypto event in London. Like, it saved me a bit. Like, it was not the best paid gig ever, but it was like something. And I went there to do like sound engineering. They decided to put like a crypto comedy night, whatever the fuck. And I didn't got hired as a comedian. I got hired as a sound engineer. Sing the music, put the stuff up and down. And it was just like, okay, it's a gig. Some people reject stuff. I accept anything. You say yes to anything that appears your way. So I did that. It was a nice gig. Some photos of that, like being there, are around here. My pass, or what I got there. Because like in the end of the day, no one asked me for the pass, and I was like, I'm gonna keep this as a reminder. And yeah, my pass was just like, it just had speaker. They didn't have for other things, but yeah, I was basically doing the sound engineering. I was just like putting the music on and off. We need someone to be here and just basically like put one music in the beginning, and lower the volume. Then when I introduce another guest, like put a little bit of music. Then doing that, like, was the simplest job. How do I say this? Was the easiest side hustle that I ever did, because basically it was just like pushing one button up and down. Like, the music was playing all the times. I was just like pushing one button to like up the volume, push the same button to like lower the volume and not be any volume whatsoever. So it's just like was an easy job of just like that thing just up and down. I was like, yeah. Also after that, like, I hang out with the comedians. It's not the best to switch off like business cards or whatever, but yeah, still I managed to switch a few. One of the things that I didn't enjoy at the time was just like there was no mention whatsoever to the sound engineering, to me being in the sound engineering, because they like the person that did the event at least could say like something as like, oh, thank you to the sound engineer and the guy there, Stea or whatever, and it's like I could use that to like then send my business cards to people even if I was not performing. But the person didn't even care or doesn't any knowledge whatsoever how to like do a proper show. The host of the night, the organizer of the night, could have taken like, oh, we have these people, let's thank everyone. And she's basically just like thank the ones that were on front of the camera. The people in the back, she didn't even care to thank. And it's just like, man, can easily get some like at least like compassion for it. It's just like, oh, this person has been working with these people and she recognized or they recognize, whatever, whoever is like the host of the night, organizer of the night, they recognize the work of others. They just don't recognize the work that is present, that you're seeing, like other people work on this. And sometimes like that invisible work that is done and most people just like don't understand. But yeah, I got paid at the end of the day, and that was great. Still took a long time to receive. Like, I had to stay near the venue and like talk with crypto guys that were like, man, thick as fuck in terms of conversations. But fair enough, you're making your money, good for you, have a good life. But it's just like, man, they were thick as fuck. And yeah, it was also, it was fun, the aspect of like they come towards me, they start talking to me, and suddenly they realize I'm not into crypto. I was just like working as a sound engineer, and I'm a comedian, whatever. And they're like, yeah, you don't matter. Was this the reaction? I was like, fair enough, good for you. It's the same with some gigs I do, like for comedy, performing, or this type of stuff. It's just like, man, if I get paid at the end of the day, fuck all of it. I have stories to tell, and that's what matters. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you stay safe, take care of yourselves, and yep.